weirdest rule your parents had about bedtime? My father believed that families who slept in separate beds became strangers, so all 7 of us shared one king-sized bed every single night of my life. When I started dating Julian, Dad told me I had to bring him home for a sleepover so he could join the family unit. There were no doors in our house, not even on the bathrooms. Doors are walls between hearts, Dad would explain whenever we had guests, and I'd nod along because that made sense to me. We slept in assigned positions based on age, with my parents in the middle and children radiating outward. Dad measured the gaps between us with a ruler every night before he turned out the lights. 6 inches maximum, he'd announce. Any further and the bond starts to weaken. He conducted midnight bonding checks where he'd shake us awake and quiz us on each other. What's your mother's breathing pattern right now? Is your brother inhaling or exhaling? If you can't answer, you're not connected enough. I got pretty good at it. I could tell you everyone's sleep sounds with my eyes closed. When my brother Theo hit puberty, things got awkward, but Dad said we should be honored to witness his physical evolution as a family unit. When my sister Alma got her first period in the bed, we all woke up covered in her blood while she sobbed with humiliation. Dad slapped her across the face. Don't cry. Apologize for disrupting the sleep bond with your selfishness. I'm sorry, Alma whispered. I'm sorry for bleeding on the family. Nobody ever had sleepovers at our house. Nobody ever dated. Sharing a bed with someone outside the family contaminates your connection to us, Dad explained. Your body learns foreign rhythms and forgets its own blood. That made sense to me. Everything he said made sense because I'd never heard anything different. I was constantly exhausted, but I thought everyone was constantly exhausted. When I was 16, I started sneaking into my closet for a few hours each night just to breathe without someone's elbow in my ribs or someone's breath on my neck. Dad caught me after 2 weeks. He didn't yell. He just installed a camera above the bed, pointed directly down at all of us. If you won't bond voluntarily, I'll monitor the footage every morning to ensure full family connection throughout the night. I lay awake that first night being filmed and thinking this was completely reasonable. Dad was just trying to keep us close. That's what good fathers did. Julian was the first boy I ever kissed. We dated in secret for months, just holding hands at lunch and kissing behind the gym, until Dad found out and demanded the sleepover. I was nervous but excited. Julian would finally see how loving we were, and he'd understand why I was the way I was. I didn't prepare him because I genuinely didn't think there was anything to prepare him for. This was just how families worked. I led Julian through the front door and watched him notice the missing doors. Where are your— We don't have doors. Doors are walls between hearts. He laughed nervously, but I wasn't joking. I showed him the bathroom with no door, the bedrooms with no doors, then the master bedroom with a giant bed and the camera mounted above it with its little red light blinking. What's the camera for? My dad monitors our sleeping positions to make sure we're bonding correctly. I got caught sleeping in my closet once, so now he checks the footage every morning. Julian stopped laughing. 7 people sleep in this bed every night since I was born. You'll be on the outer edge since you're new. Don't worry. My dad will measure the gaps with a ruler so everyone's close enough. 6 inches maximum. He'll also do a breathing quiz around 2 a.m., so try to pay attention to everyone's patterns. A breathing quiz? He'll wake you up and ask what everyone else's breathing sounds like. It's how he knows we're really bonding. That night, my whole family climbed into bed while Julian stood frozen in the doorway. Dad patted the mattress and smiled warmly. Come on, son. Time to join the family unit. We're so excited to have you. Julian looked at me. He looked at the camera. He looked at my parents and my 4 siblings all pressed together waiting for him. I need to use the bathroom, he said quietly. You know where it is? I called cheerfully. No door, so just come right back. He was gone for 20 minutes. When the police knocked, I genuinely didn't understand why. Someone reported a child welfare concern at this address, the officer said, looking past my father at the doorless rooms. That's ridiculous, I told them. We're fine. We're closer than any family you've ever met. The officer looked at me with something I didn't recognize until years later. It was pity. Julian's mom told me later that he was crying so hard on the phone she could barely understand him. He just kept saying they were filming them. She thought it was normal. It took me 2 years of therapy to really understand how messed up my childhood was. I sleep alone now in a room with a door that locks, and it still feels like freedom every single night.